Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Um, as we know, we had already planned to do a stream today for the giveaway, and we are still going to do the giveaway today. But as everybody knows, we had a big loss in our Ranger community. Jason David Frank is no longer with us, he has passed on. So yesterday I jumped on and I was realizing when I was watching it back, like I was still processing the whole thing. Like I was doing that on camera, which probably wasn't the best thing, but um, I did want to be on. I did want people to talk if they needed to talk. But now I think we're going to use this stream as a way to try to cope, to celebrate Jason David Frank, amazing man, an amazing part of our community, our leader. He was our leader. So that being said, I brought in a few people to the panel today. First, we got Dave's Dimension. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing good.
You can find Dave Dimension on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Mm-hmm. Next, we got General Kenobi. Everybody
Hello there.
This is amazing because this is the first time I've done a stream with more than one person, and General Kenobi is my main guy. So you can find General Kenobi on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and TikTok. He is very big on TikTok. He's like TikTok famous.
I wish.
Next, we got I would have to say he's probably our mental health expert. He does excellent roundtables on mental health and mental health awareness. Also, an amazing toy hunter, T3 Collects.
What's up, gentlemen?
You can find him on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, of course. And then lastly, he started a new channel. So he was before Dre's Toy Chats, but now he is Dre. So is Geek Vault. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
But no, you got it
right. He is also on Instagram and YouTube. So everybody here has their YouTube channels. If you guys want to put your YouTube channels in the comments, please feel free. But today we are focusing on our man, Jason David Frank. We'll put a little thing right here. So I do want to remind everybody, yes, we are doing the 600 subscriber giveaway today. We're just going to be doing that towards the end of the stream. First and foremost, I think the premier prize, we are giving away a Green Ranger Christmas ornament. This was announced, a month ago, Kenobi, when I announced it a month ago.
Yeah, just about.
So I don't want to go back on my promise. I do want to continue to give this away. But we're also giving away Billy himself, Blue Jetty Ranger from TV and the movie. I want to thank everybody in the community that's helped me grow. Obviously, I've gotten amazingly to over 600 subscribers on YouTube, and the Facebook group is growing as well. I think we're at 110 this morning. So we're going through the comments real quick. We got Rogue Demon Collects. Good to see you, my friend. He was on my stream yesterday. Well, we got a double there, Dave. Ranger Restoration Repair. Ranger Restoration, let me know if you got your prize because I haven't got any on there. General Kenobi. Green Ranger YouTube. Let's see. Rogue Demon Collects. I think I have in the chat. We'll post a comment. We will do a moment of silence.
I can't. Oh.
Was that?
I can't comment. So.
Oh, okay. We got Jay Vizsla in the house. Darth.
Hey, Jay.
Jay. Awesome. Brian Henley. Now, if anybody has met Jason David Frank and has a story that they want to tell, please feel free to put that in the comments. We will try to get to every story if we're able to get to every story in the comments. What he means to you in the chat. The chat. If you've met him in the chat, tell me what he was like, what your experience was like. I want to know. I really want to know what everybody's like. But I think right now we are going to start with our man, Dave's Dimension, and what JDF meant to you, or if you have any JDF experiences yourself.
Sadly, I never got to meet him in person. I knew plenty of people. Some of my teammates from the Buffalo Ghostbusters actually met him, posed with him. They all said that he was an amazing person. I mean, we hear all the accounts of, that he, I mean, even during the pandemic, he was doing a little tour through comic book shops trying to support the small businesses. Like, hey, I'll show up, I'll do autographs, to help drive some businesses. I mean, how many people were really doing that during the pandemic?
That's true.
We see, I mean, we've heard the stories like when Stan Lee was alive. Him and Stan Lee became like best buds. I mean, I think they had that kind of vibe that they were for the fans. They were true to, who they were on paper and off paper. I mean, it's, to me, I'm 44. I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school when Power Rangers first launched. I watched it every day with my younger brothers who are 9 and 10 years younger than me. So it was something that the three of us watched. And to me, I enjoyed the show. I got a kick out of it. And then it was The Green with Evil, 5 episodes, when we were introduced to Tommy Oliver, the evil Green Ranger. And it was, I think one reason why we gravitated towards him was, one, we see the superhero show, and then we see someone who looks like one of the heroes, but he was the opposite. He was bad. But also, Tommy always, what I loved about Tommy was he was evil, but then he also, his character, he had to he had to live with that. To go to the edge of almost destroying the world, his character was just, embraced evil, or I shouldn't say he embraced evil, but he accepted that, yes, there's good in everyone. I think that's one of the great things about his character was, the world is filled with evil, but there's good in everyone. And I mean, I don't know what it was, but I don't think if they had a different actor in that role, I don't think that character would have became as prolific. I mean, we all gravitated towards Tommy. I mean, we all wanted to be that hero, but we also like dark heroes too, like Batman and Spawn, and we like the anti-heroes, but he was always good. Tommy always looked for the good in people.
Yeah.
Whether he was green, white, green again, whites, red, and then black. I mean, Jason David Frank was Tommy. Lord Draken right there. Yep.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's something that you can't explain. I mean, it's like when you meet some people and you just click with those people, right?
Yeah.
It's like you don't need any justification. Like, I really, I just get a good vibe off these people. And I think that's what we all got when we were introduced to Jason David Frank and Tommy Oliver.
Yeah.
And I love that in the show, we find out years later in the show, a lot of his real life mixed in with the show. When he was Zeo, his brother, David Trueheart, was actually his brother, Eric.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, you don't really see a lot of shows that would bring like maybe some people's real life into it. I mean, obviously they saw something in Jason David Frank and, they went with it. And let's be honest, we've never had a character like Tommy.
No,
we never had a character.
I think to bring up to your point too, that we had when they were introduced Tommy to Power Rangers. I mean, we have to give Jason David Frank credit, but the writing back then was better than it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
The new kid coming in and Jason David Frank as Tommy made you believe that. Through the years, rising up and becoming the best Ranger. I think it's hard for a lot of people to disassociate Tommy from Jason David Frank because essentially, they shared a lot of the same qualities. Yeah. I think the hard part for a lot of us right now, one thing that is difficult for me in particular is the way that he left us. That's hard for me to fathom because I wanted to be him and I don't understand. Yeah. To me, like I understand there's a human side of him. And I think that's the part where people are having a hard time because he was our hero, so, literally Superman died in real life. Yeah. So that's what it is to a lot of the Ranger community. I do want to go over at Josh's Collections. He does have a YouTube channel on YouTube. Obviously, he does a lot of Pokemon pins, cards, but he is a big Ranger fan as well. I know he just met Bulk and Skull the other day. He did a bunch of pictures. His apparently Bulk was really good with his son. He said, I met him once in 2020. It was brief, but it literally changed my life. I never collected signatures or went to cons before meeting him. And I think he had that effect on a lot of people. You're welcome, T3 and all you guys paying homage. Awesome. Thank you for being here. And Bronfan said, I didn't have enough to get a signature, but he let me and my friend take a photo with him, and he complained about my Hawkeye costume.
Well, I
Ranger
never
Escape-
met him, but I did through his Instagram. I did one of those contests, and they actually
yeah?
reached out and sent this to me.
That
An
is
autographed
amazing.
picture
Oh,
with
that's
him, his
awesome, man.
younger self.
That is amazing, dude.
And I'm like, because at first, like, I'm like, they messaged me because, like, I commented and I was like, what the hell? I'll try for the contest. And this person messages me. I'm like, how do I know that you're really, such and such? They
Yeah.
authenticated. I was like, okay, yeah. They're like, here's my address, and they sent it out to me. So
Yeah.
even though I couldn't meet him, I mean, this is probably like one of my favorite pieces, right next to my Legacy Dagger and Legacy Morpher.
Well, before we get to General Kenobi, because I'm really bad at being a host, I would like to bring on somebody. This guy's amazing. One does some of the best shows on YouTube. I aspire to be like him, but he is also a really big Ranger fan as well. And he has an amazing Jason David Frank story. I'd like to introduce everybody to my man, Hey Archer from Nerd Affiliated.
Was not expecting me to be that. How's it going, everybody?
Hey.
I was just sitting here watching. I was like, I like this. Like, oh, it's me. Sorry.
I am so sorry because I'm not good at hosting and General
No, you
Kenobi
are.
can do that. So I saw you down there. I was like, I saw your comment, and I was like, oh, I wonder if he's in the stream. So I
What's going on,
do.
everybody? Good to see you.
Before we get to General
the
Kenobi, I
legend.
know you have some limited time today here, but I know you told me and you had on your YouTube an amazing JDF story. So I was wondering if you would just like to share that with us.
Yeah. And again, thank you for having me. I hate that it's on these circumstances. But yeah, I shared it on the Nerd Affiliated channel. The full episode is on my vlog channel, but got a chance to meet him, and it was one of those where everybody knows that watches the channel that my favorite Ranger was always favorite Red Ranger was always Jason, but Tommy was always like right there. Like I feel like as a kid in real time, you're always like battling. But I got a chance to meet him at GameStop of all places, and standing in line and seeing like people come out from meeting him, like the glow on their faces. I was like, oh, there's something more to this guy than just Power Rangers. And seeing people write in the comments and seeing it myself, he did not care if you had any money when you met him. He was just like, so happy to see you. Come on up. This one kid I think he had money for like one item. He was just like signing everything. Like he didn't care. Video, photo. I asked him, I was like, can I do a video with you? And he was like, yeah, of course. Like, why not? Like, and I was just like, oh, wow. Like I thought I'd have to pay like $200 to get a video with the guy, but did not care. Did a video, did everything. What was hard was when I was done, I text Steve in the chat, who huge Green Ranger fan. Shout out to Steve. I texted him about meeting him, and I was like, he seemed like almost off. Like I thought he was sick. And when he passed this week, I told my girlfriend, I was like, the freaking Big C again, like gets another person, because I wouldn't have been surprised if that's what it was. But it's just weird because I'm like, you see somebody and to you, the outsider, you're like, oh wow, you're in the spotlight. Everybody's going to see you making all this money. Like you just think that they're on top of the world, but you just never know like what's happening behind the scenes. So really honored to have met him once, get a bunch of autographs from him that I didn't pay for all of them. He was just like, yeah, just go for it. And I don't think there'll ever be another one like him. Not that came from nothing, a nothing show that people made fun of, and he embraced it, and all these people now eat off that. So to him.
I was like, who made fun of this show? Seriously, nobody. I was on mute, so I was like, I just responded all quickly.
Well-
so I wanted to share your video. If that okay, if I play it on there, you're not gonna copyright claim me.
No, I mean, as long as YouTube doesn't do it, I mean, I'm good.
Good point. Let me see if I can find.
And
it.
just as you get that ready, I was watching. I feel bad, and you guys are all content creators, so I don't know where the line ever is. Like, I want to report on what's happening and talk about what's happening. And one of my most watched videos is talking about Austin St. John's issue that's happening. And I feel bad whenever I like want to release content around that, because I'm like, it's it's negativity, I guess, but at the same time, it's important to us.
Happened. I think
It happened to us.
We can't ignore that it went on for 30 years.
Yeah.
Like it was an ongoing, serious thing within the community because it was a divisive subject. I never really took a side on it. The only thing, like, I guess we can address it. Like things are going on with Jason in his criminal case, which I think, if it's true, is really nasty. But
definitely,
we cannot. As far as how they have actually been to the Ranger community, both of them have been equally amazing towards the Ranger and embraced it, which you cannot ignore. Whether there was egos and stuff like that, that's for them to deal with. That's not for us.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but we can't as a fandom ignore it because that was our little tea. That was our gossip that was going on in the community, and it happened. So, real quick, I do want to show your video because it's really cool. See, hopefully, it doesn't get mad at me. You know what? I already got copyrighted claim, so I'm not going to get upset about it if I get copyrighted.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What's going on, guys?
This is
Braintree. Got the Soul of the Dragon, huh?
Yes.
All right. Did you read it?
I did.
What you think?
I actually thought it was really good. I'm a big fan of the whole like coming back in, but like the power's not all being there. Like there's damage there, and it reminds me of like just years of combat. Like you get beat up over time.
The Legend of the White Dragon is going to be. You're gonna really see something special on it. Put your name on this one too.
Yeah, here I you put on there, and it has the pink picture.
Can I ask you a question?
Here, Archer. Yes, YouTube channel. Can I ask a question? So, 1996, Tommy Oliver and his friends beat up one Steve Urkel in a park. He comes back, gets revenge, but he gets the powers of Bruce Lee. So, if you could go into a machine to get another martial arts artist's powers, who would it be?
That's a complex question.
I couldn't give you a layup.
Well, I am happy with who I am and what I am, so I would just pick myself and upgrade myself. That's the question.
There you go. I like that.
It's easy. People say white or the green. I'm like, both.
Awesome. Thank you. Another cool thing I just didn't get on film, but that big respects the other day when you did your live stream and you were saying how you could have dug at Austin, but you were like, I'm not going to do that. That was very big of you. So I just want to commend you on that.
So we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where, make mistakes.
Yeah, like due process happened.
That's why we're the curse of Power Rangers and the Death Power Rangers.
No.
My brother's on there.
Yeah, life happens.
You know what I mean? Like life happens. You got 100 something Rangers, and the curse of it is like the third person to live.
Right.
It's just like life happens. So they do all this stuff together. Unfortunately, you make mistakes.
Yeah. Appreciate you doing this, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, see you later. Thank you.
Dude, that's crazy, man.
So even that video,
It's awesome.
I never, if not for just coincidence, that would have been deleted footage a long time ago. And I even told him, I'm like, oh, I'm not recording this anymore. Like I had my Rode mic going, but I stopped recording. And when I released the original video, I didn't have that in there. But I thought, especially not knowing what Austin's reaction would be, I was like, I think it's important to show that, like, even when the camera wasn't on him, he still was like, people make mistakes, life happens, and something he said earlier was, don't let the man ruin your memory of what was. Like, people are just human. So that's
Yeah.
why I felt the need to release that, even though I had previously.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really good, man.
Yeah.
Let's move over some of the comments real quick. Astronaut Ranger saying he's a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, did not get to meet him, but I got an amazing video from my wife got for my birthday, and he gave this amazing tour of his office. It was my childhood hero. Much love and respect to JDF. That is amazing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Ranger Nation lost not just a legend; they lost the greatest amongst the Power Rangers. I have to agree.
Absolutely.
Brian Henley, he literally was the king of the con and would take as much time as needed to make the fans' experience memorable. I was so happy to be able to meet him with my youngest son at the time. That's awesome. We got Steve Mercado, rest in peace, JDF. I'm sad I never got to meet the legend. Oh, thank you. And then Road Demon. So on this time, I know, Archer, you're kind of busy tonight, but if you want to stay, it's up to you, man. Or if you have something more you want to add. But right now, I think General Kenobi wanted to say something, so we'll give General Kenobi the floor.
Appreciate that, man. So just a sliver of good news today. Speaking of Archer, congratulations, man. I saw that you finally put a ring on it. So congrats. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so glad you're going on this journey together.
Congrats.
And I just wanted to bring that up because I think even though we're not having the best of weeks, right, it's always important to remember there are still good things out there. All right. And I really appreciate you, Archer, sharing, with the community, your post. You were literally one, good post in like 120 about, all the stuff that's going on. So thank you for that, because you made me also snap out of it a little bit. Right. And I messaged you privately just to congratulate you, but so happy for you guys, really. So again, just some positivity in this kind of storm that we're going through.
Congratulations, man.
And yeah, I'll get you a cake topper. So like many of us, growing up in the 90s, I was all in on Power Rangers, all right, from episode 1, of course. Now, I will say this, and Archer actually touched on this. My favorite character for that, for the original 6 was Jason. I was always, camp Jason, Red Ranger. But obviously, the arc with Tommy was amazing, right? It was the craziest thing to happen up to that point. Like Dave's Dimension mentioned, he was a ranger, right? But he was bad, and he was strong enough to take on, the rest of them, all 5. So I remember, my cousins, all my classmates, like everybody was in on Tommy, right? And I was like, yeah, but like, I feel that like, the Red Ranger is about the only one that can sort of go toe to toe with him. But of course, he didn't look as cool and everything. So it was a losing battle for me, is what I'm trying to say. But there is no denying of what just absolute paragon of fans service he became, right? He embraced it like honestly, like I don't think anybody else did, especially for those that original cast, and we all know the stories, right? They all have their motives, they all had their different circumstances of what happened behind the scenes. But I feel that he was the one carrying the torch as well, for a long time when we went through that phase of us, 90s kids, not really going to conventions, not really, collecting stuff like that until we became, adults and stuff. So there's a period there where you're sort of a teenager, you're sort of an adult, but not really, where this stuff almost died out. And he was just carrying on the torch. I've seen a lot of people share, yesterday and today, something that was mentioned here too, that he was actually reaching out to comic book shops, during the pandemic when people were just losing their shops, they're losing their businesses. And he would basically say, "Hey, man, I'll come in." Sometimes he wouldn't even charge, right? And sometimes he would even donate part of the money he got, right, to the shop to try to keep him afloat. So just amazing. One of my regrets, one of many maybe, but one of my regrets is never meeting him, and actually did have the opportunity. He was one of the first actually Power Ranger casts to go down to the valley where I'm from, down in the Texas-Mexico border. He was one of the first to show up for some of those early conventions where like nobody was going, man. And I was right there. I don't know. It's just one of those things that I never did, and I kept thinking, I will next time and next time and next time. And so I actually won the Lightning Collection Green Ranger for a giveaway here with the Legacy of Nerd. No, it was not rigged. It's just my power of the Force. And so I thought, okay, now that I have a figure, I for sure have to get it signed. All right, like I gotta meet him. Like that's it. Like it's just the Force telling me, go ahead. Like here it is. What more do you want? And then he left us, right? And so I'm like, damn it, man! Like he was there. He was 5 miles away, from me at some point, and all I had to do was just get on my car, drive, maybe spend some time, on the line to get into the event. And I could have had, I could have met him, I could have had his autograph, and I could have, right? Sort of on the same boat as Kevin Conroy. Same thing, man. I mean, I think I've been in events where he was there, and I again just made the mistake of just not, maybe not prioritizing him or prioritizing other people over him, things like that, right? I mean, so you always think you have more time, and I think if nothing else, the takeaway from all of this should be that we really don't. Okay, if somebody as loved as universally loved, I should say, because they're the fandom, the community absolutely adored him. People around him seem to have also thought the world of him, on his, I guess, just the way he was privately. If somebody so loved, that has touched so many people's hearts, right, can go through this, that should definitely be wake up call to some of us that we may be holding back on reaching out. So please do so. I mean, the absolute worst part about this is that I feel it did not have to happen, right? Kevin Conroy was a sickness, a horrible sickness, and he fought tooth and nail to the last minute. And I know that Jason did too. But the mind is sometimes stronger than we want it to be, right?
Yeah.
So again, I'll just leave it at that, and hopefully, if anybody's going through anything, honestly, you don't have to be clinically depressed. Even maybe you're just on a down, right? Just reach out. I mean, honestly, there's plenty of us out there. I mean, you got 6 guys right here, right? That I have no doubt that if somebody messages us on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, we'll take the time to, exactly, there you go. We'll take the time to at least listen to you. I'm not gonna go ahead and guarantee that we got all the answers in the world, right, for you, but we will absolutely listen, and we will try our best, to get you some support.
Well said, man.
So please do so, guys.
So go through some of the comments. So remember, guys, if you guys are in the chat and you've met JDF, or you have a story, or if you just want to say what he meant to you, please put it in the chat. I'll try to read as many as we can during this stream tonight. This is about everyone. So, if it helps, we want to help. You can, if we can. So we got Dylan here. Dylan Kozerski. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm usually not one to be upset over celebrity deaths, but JDF's death hit completely different. I felt like and still feels like I lost a friend. Truly gutted about this. And this is something I said in my stream yesterday. I was like, I was saying on my stream yesterday, like, I don't understand. Like, I don't know this man, and I am hurting, like, really bad. I feel like I lost a brother. And it was strange. It was such a strange feeling. So, Dylan, I am right there with you. It is very weird. And I felt really bad yesterday because yesterday was my fiance's birthday. And I was just trying, like, I would go out there and I'd be like, hey, baby, are you having a good day? Would you need this? Do you need that? And then in my head, I was like, this just sucks, man. Like, he's gone. So, like, remember to be strong for the people around you as well. Josh Squid, what this really should be is a wake-up call. If someone as strong and loved as JDF can lose the fight of depression, then what hope do we all have if we don't work each day to better ourselves? And you're correct. We need to be honest with ourselves. And if we need help, we need to admit that we need help. We got Yukon in the house, man. Good to see you. LeBron Fett saying hello. Saying hello. Were you afraid of your camera to stop recording? What happened there?
That was yeah. So in that video, like I keep staring at the camera.
Oh,
Just because
okay.
I was like, God, this is gonna be the one time that I run out of footage or it overheats or something. It was my phone,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't need it to be this one time.
That's pretty much the whole reason I got a new phone, because mine wasn't even like charging half the time, and I was running my streams first on my phone, and so I was afraid that I was going to like go off stream. Got everybody saying hi to each other. Oh my gosh, y'all just chatting up. Got Jaeger in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Everybody saying hi. Pike Speak Gamer, thank you for being here. He's an awesome supporter, and he's a good person. Thanks for doing a live stream. Oh, no problem. This wasn't planned. It was supposed to be self-serving, but now I guess it's not. Equals Leonardo. What does that mean? You think he's Leonardo from TMNT?
I think that it's the that leader who isn't the cool one, like in concept.
Yeah.
Like Raph is a cool one. Mikey's cool, but Leo's just like, I got to keep the band together. And that was Jason when Tommy came in. You just got to keep the band together.
I'll make that argument there. Leonardo never left.
Leonardo probably got paid better. That's why.
Yeah,
It's true. It's true. We got
no way.
Greg.
He did leave on that movie. He went to train in the Amazon.
he
Remember?
But
did,
he
yeah.
came back. He
But
came back.
Splinter sent him though. Splinter
So
So
told him
did
to go.
Jason.
He was like, you got to go on that thing.
That was that's right. That was a passage. Greg, Jesse, and Tommy were always my favorites in NPR. I disliked when each left, but loved when they brought me back as white and gold. I
Right.
agree. That White Ranger moment is one of the best moments in
Oh yeah.
my childhood. Obviously,
Well, the show kept you guessing because they're introducing some similar, some reoccurring characters, so they kept you guessing at that time.
Not
But
only
I
that,
mean,
like,
it had to be him though.
we didn't know this came from Japan. Like, we didn't know there was a format that they were following here.
Yeah.
Right.
So, 1 versus 5. He wanted asked the smoke and yanked them out of their own Zord. Yep.
Yeah.
That was a really cool moment. We just yeeted all of them out of the Megazord. Yep. 1000 his tour was to help. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but Dragon Zord is always going to be the baddest Zord ever. I'm sorry,
Dude,
no
yeah.
doubt.
He's still out there too. If you paid attention, he's
Oh, yeah.
still underneath that river there in Angel Grove.
Oh,
There you go.
I've written a fanfic or two with the whole Green Ranger thing.
Oh, I remember
so.
you telling me that. Yeah.
Nice.
JF went and visited a bunch of shops. He visited a lot of
Yeah.
places during the pandemic. He was all over.
I will say this about Austin. Much respect that he went and did a video. You know, he was honest. He was like, listen, me and him, we're not drinking buddies, but
Yep.
he was a father, he was a husband, you know. So I mean, there's a lot of respect. You know, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It's funny when you look at the U.S. and Japanese versions, the difference in the storyline of the Green Ranger also. I think they definitely hit the nail on the head the way they did it in the U.S. And I think one of the saddest parts right now is where I've seen a lot of the clips from Jew Ranger where Geki is upset about losing Barai, you know, and there's a scene where Geki is on a cliff and Dragon Zord looks out, or I guess he's Dragon Caesar in Japanese. Dragon Caesar looks out, and he's seeing Barai run towards him, and then he realizes it's not Barai, it's Geki, and then they both Geki starts crying, and Barai and Dragon Caesar, you can tell Dragon Caesar is upset, which is really hard to do in costume like that has no facial expressions.
Yeah.
You can just tell. Yes, we did lose Kevin Conroy as well, it's been a horrible month for our childhood.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Carter Grayson, we got the red.
I mean, that was your after school right there. Like, I mean,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
you went
That was the
from
lineup
one
right there.
show right to the next one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am not a huge Power Rangers fan personally, but my comic book shop is recently getting a couple of original Power Rangers actors.
Oh, awesome, man.
That's what JDF started. He started
Mm-hmm.
the tour, and he actually set up like the whole. He called it the Power Protection Program? Is that what he called it? The
Yeah.
program. And basically, he used everything through. What is that app that he used it for a good reason, but everybody uses it for a bad reason? Oh my god, I can't think of it. Anyways, he used this messaging app that everybody can connect to, like a channel on a messaging app, and you sign up, and they get you a number.
Community.
They call like number 5, and then they say, okay, number 5 can come to the shop now, and then they would have a line going. That way, you weren't in a comic shop at the peak of the pandemic with 45 people. When I went into my comic book shop, there was like 10 people that were all spaced out, and then you just wait till your number called, and then you go meet him. The great thing about that is that I remember JDF did not take a lunch that day. Like, he was powering through everybody. He was just like, we're gonna get it done, and he was there until after close. So he clearly he made his money before then. Like, he was good, like probably after 12 o'clock. He just kept going because he wanted to meet everybody, and he didn't just push you through. He gave you time. Like, he would talk to you. You would at least get like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, which each person he was giving to. He wasn't just signing you and leaving. He was giving you time. So he was very iconic. I watched MMPR on Netflix. I can't believe he is gone. I watched MMPR on Fox Kids. So
Yes, sir.
Ranger Knight died with us. Yes.
Yeah.
Joe from JMC Collects said, I'm not familiar with a lot of Power Rangers stuff, but he entertained this many of the people that I consider brothers. I'm sure he was special. So
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do want to get a Pikes Peak gamer. Became a fan of the Green Ranger when he debuted on the show. My first Power Ranger Zord was the Tiger Zord with the
Nice.
White Ranger. I remember I had to beg my mom for it for my birthday. I think we were all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I never had the Dragon Zord, and I've always been eyeing the Legacy.
Yeah.
And it's pricey out there, but I was very against Hasbro, the Hasbro's Dragon Zord, because I think it looks a little. Yeah, I got my opinions about it.
It's a little
But
stylized. Yeah.
But after yesterday, I'm like, okay, yeah. If I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna order it.
I'll be
I
honest.
just have
I'm
to.
waiting for a Black Friday price, and then I'll probably jump on it. But
Yeah.
I
mean,
saw that the
I kinda
dagger
have
was
to.
back in stock too. I
It's
got an
already out of
email
stock.
with but I was gonna say, but it was out, pretty
What was
quick after
back in
that.
stock?
The dagger, the
Okay.
Yeah.
This one.
No, I got
Yeah,
my
no.
Legacy. I love my Legacy one.
I got all 3. Well, the only one I don't have is the
Flex.
Disney version.
Yeah.
The Disney version that turns into a lightsaber. I don't have that one. So, I will stop right here just for the moment. I will cover Jay's real quick. I love this stream. The sad reality is that men's mental wellness isn't really cared for at all or taken serious enough. So this is great. Glad to see it. Thank you all. Of course. So I know Dre, you have a story. Before we get to your story, I do want to remind everybody I am going to honor the giveaway that I had promised everybody that I was going to do. We'll be doing that towards the end of the stream. We're not doing an elimination wheel. We're just doing one and done. Whoever wins the wheel wins. And so if everybody on here, if you're going to enter the giveaway later in the stream, please add me on Instagram, the Legacy of Nerd on Instagram. So if you win, you're able to message me. If you don't have Instagram, I am also on Facebook. I shall be simulcasting here on Facebook. You can message me on Facebook. TikTok, you message me on TikTok, or you can email me. My email is on the About section of my channel page. So if you're planning on entering, just find a way to contact me. So if you win, I can get them out to you. I am going to limit this to United States only for the giveaway. Just right now, I don't know. I am having expenses right now. But I'm not going to get too much into that. But we are giving away. I know everybody has been wanting this since yesterday. I've been seeing it posted a million times. But we are giving away a Green Ranger Christmas ornament. I had promised this a month ago. It's not any different. I'm just honoring what I said I was going to do. And then we are giving it a Lightning Collection Blue Ranger and Jetty. It's not mint because Hasbro sent it to me with that one hand just like floating in there. So I had to go get a second one from Target. I know Dave and Archer are loving this. So it's not mint. The box is actually kind of nice, but it's not in perfect condition. So if
I already have Blue Ranger and Ninjetti, so I'm good.
So if you're an opener, it is perfect. So that being said, Dre, I'm gonna give you the floor if you want to share some of your feelings or of your experiences with JDF.
Hey guys, wow! Just listening to the outpour, it just touches my heart. I have there's 3 different experiences I've had with JDF, and they've all like it actually makes me feel emotional when I think about it because I've been sitting here listening to you guys that have not had a chance to meet him, and I guess I'll start with the earliest story and work my way forward, obviously. So in 2013, I lost my mother to cancer. She had fought for a year, real hard. It was rough. And that year, my friends wanted me to go to Otakon, where JDF was going to be there. But because she had passed and this money was tight and my life was just in utter chaos, I was like, no, I can't go. So one of my friends reached out to him and actually had him message me and said like, hey, like they went up, met him, and they were like, hey, my best friend, his mom just died like a month ago from cancer. And he reached out to me in this beautiful long message and was like, I know what that is because I lost my brother. And I was like, wow, like I just sat there and just like was floored. And I remember being in my living room of my new place, and I dropped to my knees. I was like 30-something years old, crying my eyes out because this guy that had impacted my childhood to the point that I did at one point have long hair, folks. Yes, I know I'm bald, but I did have long hair, and I did have a ponytail, and I did do martial arts because, JDF got me into it. I had all the tapes. I remember going to Blockbuster getting them when I was a little kid. And I say little, I was a teenager. I was in high school at that point. Because like Dave, I'm 44. So I was already, it was long. I was one of the kids in my class that was just like, the hell's wrong with this kid? He likes Power Rangers? Yeah, I don't care. But 2013, that year was rough for me already. But to have somebody that was so iconic in such a very pivotal part of my young adulthood come to me personally with a message like that meant the world to me. Fast forward to 2019. My wife and I, my wife and my youngest daughter, well, not my youngest, my tween daughter, we went to Raleigh SuperCon here in Charlotte. Well, not in Charlotte, but here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And the main reason I wanted to go was to get JDF's autograph. And I was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to meet this dude. I have every intention of being there to meet him. And I remember I had my Green Ranger t-shirt and I was waiting, like I was eyeing the clock. And I was like, I have my camera, and we get into the photo op area. And at the same time, Charlotte Flair is in the back area getting pictures taken. Becky Lynch is getting pictures taken. And I hear them and all the fans going crazy. And then I walk in and I see JDF. He's wearing this beige like sports coat. And he's like, hey, brother. He comes over and he gives me the like strongest like hug, like handshake. And I think it was the first time I ever was starstruck. Like I just looked and was just like, and my wife was like, yes, hi, I'm Meredith, and Lana's like Lana, and they're all taking a picture. My wife grew up loving Power Rangers, and it was just like the perfect family picture. And if you guys have seen, I posted it to Instagram and I posted it as my Facebook picture, my profile picture. That was our first family picture. Like my first picture with my now wife was when I met JDF for the very first time, like physically got to meet him. hands down, an experience I'll never. It carries with me for the rest of my life. Fast forward again to last year. My local comic book shop. I'm a huge supporter of my local comic book shop. We have to be. The pandemic showed us that you had to be supportive of local businesses. I'm immunocompromised. I could not go out all the time. JDF was there. I went and I did the whole thing with the app. I waited, got to talk with him again. And just to see him, it's like we were outside. There was 150 people waiting in my local comic book shop, which is no bigger than my living room. He waited 2 hours beyond the time he was supposed to be there. He made sure everyone was taken care of. I looked at yesterday, and it was like when Stan Lee died, when Kevin Conroy died. Those were two deaths that hit me so hard that like it ruined my day. It ruined me for a while. And I think we've all said it in T3. I love him to death. Carlos knows he has influenced me in so many ways without him even knowing it. That mental health is for men's mental health. We have to get over this hump of not feeling like you can cry, not feeling like you can reach out to a brother. I'm telling y'all, I've been where I was going to be divorced. I was married before. I know how low it feels to not know where your life's going to be. And if you don't know how to pick yourself up out of it, it can hurt you. And like everybody said, the mind can take over. And I'm saying that because I have a great support network in my brothers here and with my wife and my kids. And I can tell you from experience, every single one of these guys, hey, Archer, you're new to me, so you're awesome about my book already. But like these guys, I always will answer them. They know they can reach out to me. They got my number, call me, whatever. And I know this hit the community hard. We've all said it. We've lost an icon. We've lost a guy that was revolutionary in childhood. This is not just, he affected everybody. How the franchise moves forward from here, it's going to be interesting. And I hope that other people in other communities like the WWE, they put out a whole thing saying how people like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were affected by this and how other companies are starting to come out and say stuff. He transcended the genre. He transcended what it was to be just that guy. He cared about the fans, much like Stan Lee, much like Kevin Conroy, all who I got to meet, all who I've gotten to talk with. Icons. So that's my story.
You're talking about the WWE. I don't know if any of you guys remember. Do you remember when he was trying to fight CM Punk?
Yeah, that's that. Punk actually, Punk hasn't posted about it, but a lot of people are saying that Punk has been wanting to say something in the community about it. Yeah, and I hope he does because I think that
I'm pretty sure Punk's a Ranger fan too, right? Punk's a Ranger fan.
Yeah, big time. He's a big nerd too. Like it's
I know he's a nerd.
He's a big comic book person. Yeah,
I know Rey Mysterio is a big Ranger fan also.
Yeah, but it was interesting to see all that, and like I'm gonna tell you, Daniel, you are a great host. Don't ever denigrate yourself, bro. You are an amazing host. You put this together, and I'm telling you, no bullshit. You know how I am. I'm telling you, this was needed. It feels good to talk about it, and it feels good to be with like-minded brothers and sisters in the chat that feel like how we feel. So thank you for this opportunity.
Well, like you said, I feel like it was definitely needed. Get into some of the chats here. Yes, go Green Ranger, go.
I love it.
Don't tempt me. I have the soundtrack.
Yeah,
I still have the soundtracks. Yes.
Pikes Peak Gamer got to go see Power Rangers live. Thought I was the coolest kid. I got to touch a Putty Patrol. The White Ranger was amazing. I went to Power Rangers live too. I recently, my dad was going through the storage and he found the book, and now it's all tattered and everything. But we got one of those programs when you go. But I do remember that. I do remember them not taking off their helmets. I do remember them fighting a monster with a Megazord on a theater screen. So that's awesome, dude. That's
Well,
amazing.
I mean, we can look forward to there's the what is it, Legend of the White Dragons coming out next year.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to that.
And I remember
and-
you brought that up to me the other day, and you're like, "I'm sure you're excited," and I was like, "I wasn't excited." Like to me, it was just like it was a fan film, you know. But
But
now,
now
obviously,
we
now
can see him in
we have
action one last time
Yeah.
with other Ranger actors. So, I mean, it's one thing I'm a little down at is there was a book called Soul of the Dragon. I think it was something like that, where it's basically it's old man Tommy.
Yeah.
Where his master morpher is all busted and he's trying to find his son and everything.
Yeah.
And I always hope that maybe that would be adapted, but
I think that's what we're gonna get in Lord of the
Legend of
the White Dragon.
I have a feeling. I know he was really pushing.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, it was going to be Power Rangers for adults, basically.
But he was really pushing.
That's what I'm.
Go ahead, Archer.
I'm sorry, my computer's lagging again, so I might be jumping in too late on. But the book that I took to him was The Legend of the Dragon, and that's where he was saying that if you like that book, the movie coming out is gonna be very much in line with that.
He was also really pushing for Jenna to join the Ranger cast at one point, and he
wanted
Jenna to be the Red Ranger. So he was pushing Jenna to be the first female Red Ranger. Like, and he wasn't like actively, like, he was just saying, wouldn't it be cool if Jenna was the Red Ranger? Like, he wasn't like everybody email Hasbro or whoever at the time Saban was. It was Saban at the time. He wasn't like that. He was just like,
I mean,
maybe it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see my daughter.
She's a legacy, you know.
Yeah. Shannon Davis. I'm so heartbroken. I never got to meet him. But I wish I could have. Tommy was always my favorite Ranger.
And
Definitely.
I will say this: I was shocked at Instagram. I saw Hasbro Pulse actually did a post about him passing.
It's the same one that so the Power Rangers account put out a post, and it's just Hasbro put out the same one.
Okay.
Well, it's all Hasbro, but they all just shared the same post.
Right.
Greg Finstead. I can't figure out Discord. I'm sorry. I know. I think you've asked me that a couple times. It's not for me. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
I have Discord, so if you want help, I can help with that. Because I started using it for my channel, and I use it for my D&D stuff I do with my friends. It's a lot of fun, and it's very easy. It's a little bit of a workaround, but I can help you with that.
I might. Yeah. A couple people have asked me that. I know Greg has asked me that. Jaeger, right now my comic book shop is getting the Black Power Ranger Walter Jones. I know he was doing one. And I know like they were doing them with the Beast Morphers cast as well. You had Tiger Zord, Archer?
Yeah, that was my first Zord as a kid. Tiger Zord and Red Thunder Zord. Those are the two I got.
So I remember one Christmas my parents had got me the Arsenal, the assault team for the Thunder Zords. And I didn't complain. I remember I didn't complain, but I was like, I know I couldn't make the Megazord. And we were at Sears one day, like months later. And I was like, hey, and it was like on sale. I saw that too. Like it said sale on it. I was like, and I was at Sears. I don't know if everybody remembers Sears, but that was the thing. And I was like, Mom, I kind of need that. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I can't make the Megazord. She's like, I thought you could. And I was like, no. I was like, can I have this, please? And she was like, yeah, it's your birthday. So, because my birthday's after Christmas. And she was like, okay. So that was I remember she got me the Red Thunder Megazord.
Nice.
That's the first time I was able to make a Megazord.
Now, you heard me say that I was in high school when Power Rangers came out.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Now, I was working at my church's bingo hall like 2 nights a week, okay? The first Zord I bought, I didn't buy it for myself. I bought it for my brothers. I got them the Shogun Zords, and I got them the Falcon Zord. And they played with it like there was no tomorrow.
The Falcon Zord's really cool. I didn't get the Falcon Zord until I was an adult. I before the pandemic, eBay was really, really good. The auctions, and I got the Falcon Zord for like $9. Now,
nice.
it's
and I'm sure it's going to go even higher now. Unfortunately.
Yeah, now it's all probably just going to shoot up if it hasn't already, of course.
Tommy
I think
is
the
best. Go right, good.
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say because you guys are talking about the price thing. Like Hasbro still has not dropped, Dino to this comment, the Dino
Yeah.
Thunder figure, helmet, but most importantly, a Green Ranger helmet. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's where I'm like, how are they gonna
Yeah.
how are they gonna do this? Like,
They-
is it gonna
right.
be like proceeds go to blank, or we're just give us the money?
I mean,
you know?
If they
That's
if they
what
did where
bothers me.
proceeds go towards the charity, I think it'll sell out instantly,
Yeah.
even more so.
So
It might sell
Black
instantly
Dino
regardless,
Thunder
though.
was supposed to. That's supposed to be the next wave. Black Dino Thunder. That's supposed to be the first wave of 2023. That was announced in the summer. Well, not announced. It was teased, but it was clearly the outline of the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. So I don't know if they're going to push it back. I imagine they might push it back just out of respect.
We still don't have any turbo because Tommy was red turbo. I mean,
I don't want to talk about Turbo right now because they keep avoiding Turbo. So we're getting Blue
It's the
Centurion.
licensing. It's the
We're getting
licensing.
Blue Centurion, and that's good enough right now. I'm cool with Blue Centurion. But I wouldn't be surprised if Hasbro pushes back like the Black Dino Thunder Ranger to maybe even one wave after, just out of respect, kind of how they did. They kind of waited like 6 or 7 months before they did the Black Panther figure again. So, and we all knew that was coming out soon. Tommy is the best. When Dino Thunder premiered, I heard a famed actor was returning. I was only 9 at the time watching Dino Thunder on Jetix, but I didn't realize that JDF was the actor. So, funny story, and I said it yesterday in the stream. I think I've said it a couple times. I was at my girlfriend's house. I was probably 19 years old, and I was in the bed. We won't talk about why I was in the bed, but I was in the bed, and they turned on the TV one morning, and it was ABC, the ABC Kids in the
Saturday morning. Yeah.
And I was not specifically looking for a Power Ranger, but it just started, and it happened to be the first episode of Dino Thunder. It was the premiere day. Like, I just happened to catch it. I had seen parts of Ninja Storm. I had seen parts of Wild Force. I had seen everything up until after Time Force. So I didn't see. I saw Lightspeed. So I kind of dropped off when the Disney thing happened. But I remember seeing that. And I remember thinking Dino Thunder was so different because that first episode they had a bunch of scenes at night, and they never filmed anything at night for Power Rangers. And I thought that was strange. Going back later on. Abba Ranger had some night scenes in their premiere episode also, so they had to match that aesthetic. But I remember thinking that was really different. And seeing Tommy, as he had to be like 32, 33 around that time, but with short hair, because we had just saw him in the Wild Force, and he kind of had the real spiky hair that looked like a pincushion. But he had moved on to a more aesthetically pleasing hair as well. So I thought it was cool. And I noticed from the beginning he was wearing black. But I thought that was because he was just not going to be a Ranger. And I remember Billy wearing black during Zeo. So I thought
Dr. Tommy Oliver.
Yes.
Dr. O.
Went from a race car driver to a paleontologist.
Yeah, makes sense.
Go figure.
I miss JDF. He was part of my childhood, and he'll never be forgotten. He'll always be in our hearts. I agree. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for Konobi. Sorry for the loss. Losing a mom is life-changing. I think they're
Thank
talking.
you. Yeah, thank you. That was I think the fact that when I lost her and then he and I had that conversation, he had that message to me, that meant a lot because that was like before we'd have stuff like where you could do those videos, like I forgot what they're called, like where you can get like the VCasts where like they'll send you like a message like, hey, sorry your parent died, where these people get money together. This he did for free. Like he took his phone, signed in, messaged me, and reached out to me personally. Like that's something that you don't see people in Hollywood ever do. Without and there was no camera on him. Like my friend said, like he literally waited till he was walking away and said, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" Grabbed him, and like that carries with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
He said losing a parent sucks. My close friend lost his mom to diabetes and LVGs. But nevertheless, losing a parent is not great. I do not know yet. I am fortunate to not know yet. I do want to address this comment real quick. Archer, if you have to take off, I totally understand. I know I asked you last second to be here, but I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for joining,
I
man, and
appreciate it
congrats
all.
again.
Thanks, everybody. Yes. And
Congratulations, man.
Again, to a great man, a legend. Thank you all. Talk to you soon.
Thank you for being here, man.
Who's your brother?
Take care.
So I do want to address this. So I know, I had asked a lot of people if I should do this stream altogether because I didn't know if I should. I didn't know how to go about it. My biggest thing is, and I told a lot of guys here before we signed on, is I kept on promising this giveaway, and I didn't want it to lag on. And especially because I know a lot of you know, but like in December is gonna be really busy for me because I'm having a little one. But I didn't want it to not happen. So, and my main issue was one of the prizes was the Green Ranger, and I didn't want to feel like I was exploiting. So like that's why I was playing it up. We got some dumb comments here. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But
Yeah, you can just block him.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, and I think I told you this, but first of all, you've announced it like 3 weeks in advance. Like,
Yeah.
this has been in the cards for so long, right? There was absolutely no way any of us could have known any of this was going to happen. Again, and that's just part of the strategy as we've talked, right? It took everybody, everybody was just sucker punched with all of this, and that just adds, to the suck. But me personally, I think I told you again, I don't see why you would have postponed. I think you actually turned it into something maybe even more special. I know we were going to talk about, obviously focusing on your channel. It's a celebration of reaching 600 subscribers. Congrats, by the way. You're well on your way to 700. I'm sure, by the end of the stream, we're probably going to be there. It's you're a Power Ranger, fan. You're a Power Ranger content creator. I mean, why wouldn't you talk about this, right? And to do so with other people, again, it just makes perfect sense. And again, if anybody for whatever reason thinks that you're just jumping on the bandwagon, just go ahead and back to his community post. He posted this stream like last week, right? I don't know, somewhere around like Wednesday or Thursday maybe. And we've been doing these giveaways because we were in celebration of your 500 subscribers, but you just reached 600 so quick that we had to, keep moving along. Plus, and as everybody knows, this week is kind of crazy for a lot of people.
Yeah.
With traveling, with work, with time off, family coming in, etc.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But while I have the floor, guys, please do not forget to hit the like button for this stream. We got a pretty good turnout, and we're sort of low on the likes. So we would appreciate it if you just hit that button. That's going to help out the mythic, non-existent, but yet we are slaves to it, algorithm in YouTube to push out this content, out there. So we appreciate each and every single one of your comments. Thank you so much for, sharing your stories with us. Thank you to Greg, which made that comment. We're absolutely coming from a place of love, right? Everybody sharing their experience. You can make the argument that everybody and their mother on YouTube is talking about it right now, but that's what happens when somebody so loved and so important to the community leaves us, right? So I think it's just an utterly normal reaction.
And
So I do want to get through some of the comments real quick. I wonder what will happen with Power Rangers. Will they give a tribute to JDF? They have to.
I was going to say, I was wondering about that too, but I mean, at this point, why wouldn't they, right?
I mean, we at least need to get in memoriam for sure. What I was thinking the other day, will he be honored in? I don't know if he will be honored in the Emmys or the Academy Awards because they were not union. They were not union.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility, guys. So I don't want anybody to get upset when those times comes.
Yeah.
And they don't put him on screen because he was not part of the union.
Listen, we'll do our own tribute here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We will.
Okay.
Legacy War game. I have not played Legacy War in a year because I started YouTube, and I don't have time for Legacy War anymore. But I will check it out. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I just want to add, General Kenobi mentions. I mentioned to you in private chat. I'm like, you definitely should, because one, it's to honor him. We're honoring Jason David Frank. We're honoring excuse me, the Green Ranger. I mean, the Green Ranger, the White Ranger again. I mean, we're honoring him, but also, for all we know, that person who's going to win this ornament, they might not have anything Green Ranger, and now they're going to have this. And every time they put up their Christmas tree, they're going to see that Green Ranger ornament, and they're going to think about, you know, the awesomeness that is the legacy to Jason David Frank and Tommy Oliver. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's, yeah, it's an ornament, but also it's, for us, it's a symbol. How many times we see something in a store, anything Green Ranger, it brings a smile to our face.
Right? Yeah.
We see like those die-cast race cars with the Green Ranger. It's not canon, but it makes you smile. I was at a Hallmark. They had plushies of Power Rangers, including the Green Ranger. Made me smile. Anytime you see anything Green Ranger, it's going to make you smile. And he didn't. His character did nothing but bring joy, except for those first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. And I was trying to think earlier, like, can you remember earlier of any like redemption characters, or like before that real Green Ranger, sort of like switching from the bad to the good? I cannot think of anything earlier than that. And I was trying to think Ultron. I was trying to think Thundercats. I was trying to think like real like He-Man, but I cannot really think of any characters. Can you think of any, Dre?
There was one in Transformers that I remember. There was the there was 2
Skyfire?
times. Skyfire was one of those. Mirage, because he was a double agent.
That's
where
right.
he would switch to Decepticons and Autobots. But there was also that time where it wasn't really redemption. It was I guess telling of the times about drugs, and like there was that rage virus, and like whenever they got touched, they would have the rage would come over them. And like Galvatron was like, on this day, Prime, we have peace. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, what are you talking about? You kill everybody. You kill humans. And now you're like making peace. All right. That's as close as we ever got, because G.I. Joe never did it. We never got it with like, you know, any of the other major like Sentai-ish, like
the closest,
cyber, you know.
The closest I think we could even get to redemption, Spider-Man.
But
Spider-Man, because he tried to make money as a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
He gets jilted by the promoter, and the guy that gets away, the robber, was the one that kills Uncle Ben. That's probably the closest we can get.
Yeah, but I mean, that's
a very thin line.
Tommy destroyed a whole bay port area.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
there was a lot of property damage, man.
There was a lot of property damage. I mean, did you see that little candy cane pipe that he kept on biting over and over again? Like that thing went. That thing is.
How many times did that smokestack get replaced?
Right,
I mean,
like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, you're totally right. JDF was at DCC during the Legacy toy line. I wasn't able to go due to being disabled. My little bro went. He was on the phone the whole time with me. JDF got on the phone. Dude, that is amazing. That is awesome. That is exactly the kind of story I wanted to hear. No. I still have my original Zords, season 1, season 2, full Zords, and then season 3 movie Falcon Zord. That Falcon is still awesome today. Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Too bad the original didn't have the second point of articulation on the wings. Too bad that the American release didn't have the electronics like the Japanese release did. That is the only fault I have on that. Cobain Games is in the house.
KBG?
Josh Cupper, Nathan Bowden Show. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
You got some stars in here.
I've done some cosplay. Some people know I do Ghostbusters, but I did a Back to the Future pack. Last year, I was planning on getting a 3D printer, which I did, and I was gonna do a Green Ranger themed cosplay, like a Ghostbuster, like Green Ranger crossover. And like now, it's like, because I love crossovers so much so that I did a Gundam, a Zaku.
Oh,
what if Green Ranger got stranded in the universe of Gundams and he needed a battle suit?
Love it.
Brian Henley says,
I love crossovers.
Brian Henley says, I'm a cosplayer along with being a fan. I'm going to be doing a few suits for the Rangers.
Okay.
Omega Red, Fighting Spirit Green Ranger, and if I can fit the helmet down with it, that's amazing.
Nice. Dude. Awesome.
Let's see. Man, I'm so behind the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, Visual, wish they'll do a 6-pack with updated tech for all JDF Ranger forms. Yeah.
Possibly. I see that.
I see that now.
I will say this too. We do have next year that Boom Studios is doing the sequel series to the Power Rangers TMNT, and that's going to be a whole. I definitely see them doing a dedication because Tommy was in that and was a mainstay with the Turtles. Like he and Leonardo, Raphael. They come as a 2-pack in the figures, which I have.
Yep.
And I could see them doing something again, either with the figures and or doing something with that, as well as the Bryan Cranston Power Ranger movie. Tommy was in that.
Yeah.
So
Him and Kimberly.
Him, Kimberly, and Austin St. John. All three of them were in that movie.
So I want to answer Green Ranger YouTube real quick right here. I think they already finished filming. They were in post production.
Yeah,
it's in post. But now I'm wondering, they've already said earlier this year we were getting a rebooted Ranger movie. That's going to have some sort of tribute to Tommy in it. If they don't put a Green Ranger suit in there, they're going to do something to memorialize him in Angel Grove in some way, shape, or form.
Like maybe reference him as a past a legendary Ranger that's a new team takes up. You know, I mean, they have to do something.
Like showing the Dragon Dagger or Saba or anything
or
like
both.
that, I think would be dope. Yeah.
So I want to say Morth's redemption story came after because those shows came out at the same time. And Morph didn't get redeemed because he didn't come back to life till way later. Well, at least we didn't know he was alive till way later, and that his redemption was way later too. I don't know too much about Transformers. You can tell me about Skyfire. I just feel like the undercover thing, not necessarily because they were undercover, but then again, Tommy was under a spell as well. Yeah, but Red Hood, that's a good redemption story. I don't know if that's a redemption story because he didn't really redeem himself. I think he went more in the middle, anti-hero.
Yeah, I really don't think. I mean, Red Hood has to do any kind of redemption. It was more like revenge for.
Why the hell did I not think about this, Kenobi? Why didn't you tell me this?
I didn't want to stir your thunder.
Spoilers.
We're on it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I was gonna say spoilers, guys. 40-year-old movie.
Dude. Yes, Darth Vader. That's it. There you go. I mean, there's a bunch of Greek, literature as well of redemption stories, but
well, to be fair, not like I was born after Return of the Jedi, so that's not something that I grew up with watching. I watched Power Rangers first, right? In my timeline at least, and then I watched Star Wars. So for me, I mean, I get where you're coming from. That was one of the first stories we were exposed to.
Exactly, yeah. Because you became a bigger Star Wars fan, like when you were like 9 or 10, right? And we would have been like,
yeah, exactly. So I mean, I was again in my timeline, I was definitely a Power Ranger fan first, before I was a Star Wars fan.
Hey guys, so sadly I never got a chance to meet JDF, so I don't have any stories or anything, but I've always been a big fan of his. I've been grieving about his loss since yesterday. Rest in peace. I think we've all been grieving. Yep. So I did want to have T3 talk here. I know he has some resources. Before we get to that, absolutely. I do want to start one of the giveaways. If you want a chance at this, the Ninjetti Blue Ranger, please remember it's not mint. There's a little hand just like floating around in there. So it's not a mint figure whatsoever. The box is nice. If you would like to enter for a drawing to win, please be United States only. Put in the chat #Blue Ranger. And while T3 is giving his resources, I will be accumulating these names. I'm going to try to figure out. I might just put it in the StreamYard version. But if you want a chance at this, #Blue Ranger. Only put it once, please. United States only. I'll ship it out to you for free. Thank you for everyone's support. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for helping the Legacy of Nerd channel grow. And thank you for all being my friends. So, of course, I already saw Dave Dimension, RCT3. We have General Kenobi. There you go, General Kenobi.
I can't comment, but #Blue Ranger.
You got to put in the comments so I can do it in there.
It won't let me do it. I can't. I don't have a bar to type it.
Oh, you could just open YouTube and go to this stream, and it'll let you type in there. If you want to do it that way.
You're such an awesome friend. Thank you.
I mean, no, you can't.
Well, while people are entering that in, I would like to say The Legend of the White Dragon is produced by the guys behind Bad in the Sun, and Bad in the Sun has done some awesome. They did 2 JDF White Ranger versus Scorpion, and
Oh, yeah.
Green Ranger versus
Ryu.
and
Ryu.
it even goes to Evil Ryu, and Tommy has the Sword of Darkness.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
if you guys really want to see some awesome fights with Jason David Frank, definitely take a look at Bad in the Sun on YouTube, and you can check out all their awesome mashups.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, also while you're putting that in, please do not forget to hit the like button on the stream. All right, we got a good turnout, but we're still a little bit low on the likes.
Hit that like button, share it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. If you got MySpace, Bebo, whatever you got.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke signals, anything.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to follow The Legacy of Nerd on Instagram. So if and when you guys win, you can send him a message with your address so he can ship out the stuff to you. So Legacy of Nerd on Instagram.
Thank you, guys.
And don't
T3.
forget to check out him on Facebook.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Also, yes, I do have my Facebook group as well. And that's another way to get a hold of me if you need to, if you don't have an Instagram. Because I didn't have an Instagram until I started this channel. So, T3, the floor is yours. I'm going to give you solo, my friend.
Sure. I don't really have a lot of stories about JDF, but I mean, the main one that I can remember would be like my cousin who is now passed away. He passed away at 39, I believe. And it's been it's been 5 years, I think. I can't remember. But I just remember him and I used to watch Power Rangers and pretend to be Power Rangers. And the Green Ranger, for some reason, was always my favorite. It might be because I'm an Ace fan, so pretty much anything green. When I was a child, I liked, Seahawks or a neon green, so I guess that would count too. But yeah, this whole situation sucks because, like someone mentioned before, I think it was Jay, talked about how mental health for men is not talked about, and we've talked about it on my podcast before, like that it's just very downplayed. Like as men, we're told to just be quiet, suck it up, and continue on with our lives and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, every guy goes through their own thing. I mean, I'm a testament to that. Like, I've gone through my whole depression since I was, I don't even know, probably like 7 or 8 until adulthood, still this day. There's a recent video that was sent to me from another collector that JDF was doing his little, I think it was a toy store, GameStop tour, and it was on his Facebook page, and it was just listening to him talk. Thanking the fans, and that's all he was doing this for. Which, I mean, I commend him. Like even though I didn't follow Power Rangers a lot, I did pay attention to what he said because he was like the most recognizable Power Ranger. I think still to this day, like he's probably the most popular Power Ranger. But just watching that video, you could definitely see something was wrong, and he was very troubled. And it's just sad, like watching that late last night, and it weighed heavy on my soul, my heart, and my mind all night. And I wish I was able to meet him. One thing I should find out is my uncle was big in the martial arts community in Southern California. So if he's met him, I'm sure he would tell me. So, I mean, I need to find that out for sure. But mental health is not a joke at all. So, if you are struggling or, you feel like you can't reach out to somebody, you have all of us here. And we talk about this and I feel like we talk about this a lot. So, but yeah, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Hey Archer. You can reach out to Legacy of Nerd, General Kenobi, Dre, just, anyone that's in this community you can reach out to, and they're not going to not speak to you or listen, because everyone's here to help each other out, lift each other up in their time of need. And yeah, it's been a rough month, man, to lose Kevin Conroy, and then now, Jason And now, like they say, there's a rule of three. So, kind of knocking on wood, there isn't any other bad news like this coming forward for our childhood. I'm 43 and I remember the Power Rangers. I always will. And, this is crazy that it's right here. We are Thanksgiving week, and this happens right before Thanksgiving. It's just a tough month for a lot of people. So a lot of people that don't have families or friends, and that's what we're here for. We're here to lift you up, and like I said, reach out to any of us if you need in any like advice or just need to talk, because you're going through something bad happens. Just you can reach out to any of us. I mean, as far as like resources, I would say if you need help, professional help, and you're too afraid to talk to one of us, that's totally fine. Reach out to BetterHelp or to Red Love on Our Arms. Those two organizations are fantastic. So your city or state should have all kinds of resources for mental health. And like I was saying in that video that he posted on Facebook, you could tell he was going through some stuff. I mean, we all know that he was going through divorce. It was pretty public. And we don't know what led up to the point to where it all happened. And that's the sad part, that there was definitely warning signs in that video and probably leading up to that everyone just dismissed. And that's the hard part about mental health and stuff. Just, you can't dismiss. You have to pay attention to everybody that's close to you. If you start seeing some sort of signs, that's the time to reach out and try to help them. So
I appreciate you, T3. For those of you just entering the chat, I see a couple people have entered the chat. We're doing the giveaway for the Blue Ranger. Hashtag Blue Ranger. I got 15 entrants so far. If you want a chance at this, hashtag Blue Ranger. Before I'm giving it 1 minute, but before I do that, I do want to say, as far as what T3 was saying, I will say it here and I'll say it on camera. I have been in therapy. I was in therapy for over a year in my life as an adult man. Therapy can be good. Therapy does not need to be scary. I am an Hispanic Mexicano in Texas. We do not do therapy. You need to understand. That's how we deal with it ourselves. Heavy machismo in my family. Okay. But I went to therapy. I needed help. I remember calling the therapist, didn't even know who she was, and was like, "Lady, I need help. Can you help me?" And she got me in that day, and I saw her for an entire year, and she helped me. There are good professionals out there that will help you. And therapy was your time. I think you don't realize how much you need to say until you're in therapy. And when you're in therapy, you can get it all out. You can cry, and it makes you feel better, and so you start to look forward to therapy a little bit. And then eventually you start feeling like, why am I going to therapy? Like she's doing most of the talking now, so it does help. It does work. I would not be where I am today without therapy, in a healthy relationship and a healthy life. Well, I'm a big boy, but as healthy life as I'm going to be, but a mentally stronger person that I am today. So therapy is not something you need to be scared of. And I will say that on the record, no matter what. I know I say it behind the scenes, but I do not talk a lot about my personal life. But I will say that the therapy does work. I'm going to go ahead. I think I've given enough time for the Blue Ranger. We're going to go ahead and pull that. Are you guys ready for that?
I'm ready. I don't have a Blue Ranger, so.
Okay, let me present.
Let's go.
Daniel, just so you know, I already have this. What I will do is I want you, if I do win it, donate it to Toys for Tots.
Okay, sure will.
That's a great charity. Just saying.
Oh yeah, Dave. We'll get to that. I promise.
See, Dave. See, you see where I'm going. I got you.
We're collecting. We got hashtag Blue Ranger. Got 15 entry. We're gonna draw in 5, 4, 3.
Good luck, everyone.
1. And our winner is going to be. Oh no! Go! Oh! LeBron.
Hey, LeBron Fed.
He
Awesome.
finally won.
Good job, man.
That is amazing. LeBron, you already message me your address. We'll get you your blue Ninjetti Ranger. I know you're an opener, so it works out. So you don't.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait to see some of
Video
those
that-
pictures. You know.
Video it. I want to see that. I want to see that ripping and stomp the box when.
Oh, yeah.
out. Like
So
I need-
LeBron Fed, for you guys who don't know, has a YouTube channel, and he does some really cool figure reviews. But the cherry on top is that he does some amazing toy photography at the end of his videos. So go ahead and check him out, LeBron Fed on YouTube. I am sure he's gonna put this figure to very good use.
I'm so happy for LeBron. I really.
Yeah, me too, man. I felt bad. He was so close on my
Yeah.
giveaways on the two that I did. And
That's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and do. I know. Let me take me off of stop sharing. So let me get. I guess I'll give myself the solo. Feels awkward, but we are doing the giveaway for the Green Ranger ornament.
very nice.
If you are interested in the Green Ornament, please, United States only. I will ship this out to you for free, United States only. But if you would like the Green Ranger ornament, please put hashtag Green Ranger in the comments and the chat. I'll give it to 9:30, and then we will draw. So hashtag Green Ranger, put in the chat, and we'll draw the same way as before. And LeBron, yes, you can enter a second time. So, Dave, while they're doing that, do you want to speak
sure.
about your Toys for Tots?
So speaking of Toys for Tots, those who don't know me, Dave's Dimension. I am also a well, I can't really say professional, but I do cosplay year round as a Ghostbuster in Buffalo, New York area, part of a local group called the Buffalo Ghostbusters. And our main charity is Toys for Tots. Now, another well, a YouTube personality who doesn't actually do a channel, Duffman's Diorama. You can find him on Instagram. It's all in his name. He makes these amazing dioramas. He came to me and says, "Hey, I'm going to make a diorama, and I want you to raffle it off. All the proceeds go to Toys for Tots." So that's what we're doing. Actually, if you go on my YouTube channel, Dave's Dimension, go into my community tab, you'll find there's a Toys for Tots announcement video. It tells you all the rules and stipulations for it. Basically, he made this amazing alley diorama that you can use for G.I. Joe, Power Rangers. I mean, anything. NECA figures. It scales perfectly with NECA, with with McFarlane. Anything you have, it'll go perfect with it. It collapses. So if you're worried about if you don't have space, it collapses down with magnets. It's an amazing diorama. $20 per chance. There's no limit on chances. So anyone can enter. And you just have to go to that video. We're going to, my PayPal and also the Cash App information is there. The drawing itself is going to take place on December 3rd, but the raffle, the cutoff for entries is going to be November 30th. That way we get enough time for everyone to enter. Plus, on December 3rd, we're doing a 4-hour stream. We're probably going to go over like from 1 to 5. We're going to do a 4-hour stream. We're going to do the raffle for the raffle giveaway for the diorama. But also, we are going to be doing 3 subscriber giveaways. You just have to be a subscriber to Dave's Dimension. We're going to be giving away 2 NECA figures and also a Star Wars comic book bundle. So we got a lot of things going on, but the main goal is the Toys for Tots. It's $20 to get in on it, and this is open worldwide. Duffman and I decided we're going to open this worldwide, so whether you're in the U.S. or not, anyone can enter. It's just $20 for the entry, and it's going to get shipped out to some lucky fan. As you can see right there, I got Tommy versus Lord Zed. I mean, what better battle are you going to have right there? It goes to an amazing cause. Toys for Tots. I mean, me personally, as someone who didn't have much growing up, this is an important charity. I mean, so many families, especially after the pandemic, a lot of families were on hard times. Maybe they can't afford gifts for their children. This is a way to give back. Toys for Tots has been around. I can't even remember how many decades it's been around, but it's an initiative by the U.S. Marine Corps to gather new and unwrapped toys to give to families. And the group that I'm a part of, what we do is we raise money year round. I think last year we raised $8,000. And we went to several stores and bought gifts for, just dozens and dozens of families. That's what it's about. It's about giving back. So if you guys feel, if you feel you want to jump on this, it's an amazing raffle. It's an amazing diorama. It's just $20. I mean, you can't even get a really good pizza for $20. Let's be honest. I mean, $20 is a drop in the bucket right there. But if you can't do that financially, if you can at least share this on your social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you have, if you can at least share it, I mean, a little bit goes a long way, guys. So go ahead and check out the video. And that's my spiel.
Sorry, I was trying to take us out of the thing. Yeah, man, and I already entered the raffle. I was thinking about using it for the moment where Green Ranger he's kidnapped by Rita.
Yep.
It looks exactly like that scene. So it's awesome. Last chance, guys. If you want to enter, I'll give it 1 more minute. Hashtag Green Ranger if you would like a chance at the Christmas ornament. I only saw 11 people entered. So if you already entered, you're good. But if you're new to the chat, hashtag Green Ranger. We'll give it to 9:33, and then we'll close it off. But so everybody here, I put in the comments of the chat Dave's Dimensions YouTube channel and the link to that specific video for the Toys for Tots.
Thank you, sir.
In the description, you need to make sure you look at the description because there are the rules there and how to enter the raffle through PayPal. And then he's also having the giveaway, like he said.
Yeah.
You have to go to another video of his to enter that one.
With a special hashtag.
With a special hashtag, which I will not say because you will need to go to his first video to figure that out. So it's in the chat.
Yep.
So
and you have to be a subscriber for those 3 giveaways that we're going to do. So we're doing 1 wheel per hour. So it's going to be a pretty insane stream on December 3rd. Reason why we're doing it so early is so we can do the Toys for Tots shopping, and that those new toys can get passed on to the Marine Corps and get to the families in very quick time. Amazing. Because it's a pretty fast process with the Marine Corps. I mean, usually they're picking up toys probably I'd say about the 13th or 14th of December so they can get shipped off to all the families.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do the giveaway for the Green Ranger Christmas ornament. Move over so you guys can see because I act like I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pull. So we're going to start collecting comments. We got 13 entries. We'll do are you guys ready?
And may the power protect you.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See who it is. Dude,
Jaeger.
all these people. That's awesome. I'm glad.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
I'm unsubscribing now.
Jaeger, I feel like Jaeger always gets out like first in every drawing that I do. Like when I do the mission wheel, he is always last. So Jaeger,
here, man.
You know,
congrats, Jaeger.
Congrats. I will be sending this out to you. You won the Green Ranger Christmas ornament. Congratulations. Congratulations to LeBron Fett as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's going to be the end of our stream today. I want to thank every one of you guys for coming out and hanging out with me and talking JDF and talking Power Rangers, talking Green Ranger. Hearing each one of you guys' stories and things that you've had to say has definitely helped me. I hope it's helped other people on the panel and in the chat as well. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to switch to solo if you guys don't mind. And then say my spiel. Thank you guys. I got to meet JDF over the summer of 2020. I do not have a exceptional great story other than he was kind. He was a nice person, and he was nice to me and my fiance, and he made me felt that I was there. Yesterday hurt me. It's a weird feeling, and I know a lot of us are feeling it too. I want to echo on what T3 Collect said about if you need help, please ask for help. I don't know a lot of you. There's some of you that message me, but if you need to talk to me and you're feeling upset, whether it be about this or something else, please feel free to message me on Instagram or on Facebook. But I just want to echo, we cannot ignore the word suicide, and suicide is a serious mental illness, a consequence of mental illness. that we need to acknowledge. And I want you all to think about, if you're going through something hard, there's always somebody to talk to, and there's always someone that cares. Okay. That being said, I like to thank every single one of you for being here today. Everyone, I know this was supposed to be about something else, but I'm glad that we got to do it this way. I would like to take a moment of silence and we'll sign off. So thank you guys. If you still can hear me, I appreciate you. And we'll do a moment of silence for our hero.